and your MacBook's gone.
No.
Some thief used a fake ID and QR code to snatch your stuff before you even had the chance to claim it.
At the bottom of your
That's
screen?
the thing, y'all. They're out here scamming you with counterfeit IDs, and Apple's like, sorry, can't help you, but have a nice day.
No.
Yes. So customers across Southern California are sharing similar stories. Apple's doing nada, allegedly, to protect the buyers, and the police are still scratching their heads trying to figure out how these crooks are getting their hands on the goods. The people are saying, how's it even possible that Apple can't stop this? I mean, they are Apple. Y'all know the capability of Apple, right?
Yes.
So you better double check that QR code next time, because Apple seems like they ain't gonna do it. How about this, guys?
Man, all I know is if I pay for a laptop and I show up to the store, I'm leaving with a laptop.
I like that. I like the way you
That's
put that,
what I'm
Luke.
saying. I mean, it seems like they're liable, because if I show up and you gave my computer to somebody else,
That's on you.
Yes.
then that's the thing. Okay, so y'all heard me day before yesterday, right? My son went to go pick up his computer, and Apple would not give him his computer because that's not the number or email address it came from. So they just did a verification over the phone with me. They said, we tried to call you on your phone, and I said, my phone is dead. So they asked me for specific information, but what if somebody else knew that information? Say, for instance, I told Luke, and Luke is a rogue.
Why you choose me?
Right. What if I told Luke, and in his mind, Luke is like, ooh, I know sis' email address. Ooh, I know sis, da-da-da-da-da.
Christmas came early.
You can go get my laptop, and then Apple will say, oh, well, too bad.
That's messed up.
Christmas gift.
Isn't that crazy?
That's messed up.
Because laptops, Mac, desktops, all of those things don't start no lower than $1,000.
Yeah,
Anyway,
they go
y'all,
higher than that.
That's crazy. Let's move on to this next story. So starting January 2025, if you're an American, Canadian, or Aussie heading to the UK, you better get your electronic travel authorization. ETA is what they're calling it, in order, or you ain't getting through. The ETA will cost you $12.77. But don't get too comfy. It's valid only for 2 years or until your passport expires, whichever comes first. It's like the UK said, thanks for visiting, now pay us for the privilege. Now, you can apply via the UK ETA app or website, but don't wait till last minute, because some approvals could take up to 72 hours.
Okay.
Now, the people are saying, why do we need this? We already got a passport, but hey, they're digitizing everything. So get ready for a whole new travel experience.
Ah, I see what you did there.
You see what I'm saying?
I ain't mad. Shouts out to our brothers and sisters across the pond.
Brothers
you know?
and sisters.
Yeah, I ain't mad. Do whatever you want. It's your country. I'm not headed over there no time soon. And it don't cost too much. I was depending on how mad I'd be at
But
the price.
imagine 1 million or 2 million people paying $12.77.
I like that business model.
You like the business model
like
if
that.
it was going in your pocket,
I
but
like
it's
that.
coming out of yours.
Yeah, I can have my 12 if
heck,
I'm
we
going.
could say everybody give me $1 and we could be rich too, but do we really want that somebody has to give you an amount?
I can still use $1. Where's my camera?
Yeah,
Which one?
I ain't mind.
I can still use $1.
Listen,
If it was $100, I have an issue, but I ain't that mad, because we're going to have something like that soon, I'm sure.
you think so? Oh yeah, it's called
I'm sure.
tariffs. All right, so let's move on to this next story. Y'all, Judy Garland's ruby slippers just sold for, wait for it, $32.5 million. They're magic, but not for your wallet. Y'all, the iconic ruby slippers from The Wizard of Oz sold for a record-breaking $32.5 million. Yeah, let me say it one more time. A pair of shoes
Thank you.
sold for $32.5 million. These bad boys started out valued at just a few $100,000, but after their theft and recovery saga, they're now fetching more than anyone ever expected. The slippers went from $28 million at auction plus $4.5 million in fees, making it the most expensive movie memorabilia ever in history.
Crazy.
And it gets crazier. The Judy Garland Museum tried to raise money to buy them back.
The who?
But they came up a little short.
Of course.
The people are saying, ain't no way those slippers are worth all that. But hey, collectors gonna collect.
That's facts.
When
I know
tell
who
you-
can afford them shoes.
Who?
The UK.
Stop it with that $12.99 that they're charging.
Yes.
That's
Great timing.
incredible.
Yes, yes.
You know what? I'm so done with
They
you.
trying to buy them shoes.
Anyway, so let's move on to this next story. In a shocking courtroom incident, a man named Deobra, how did we ever figure out how to say his name? Deborah Redden. Y'all remember the guy that jumped over the judge's bench and attacked the district court judge
Yes.
Mary Kay
Yes.
Holthus in Las Vegas? Child, this situation has gotten crazier. So the crazy situation went down during a sentencing hearing earlier this year. Redden lunged at the judge, and it took the staff everything they had to stop him. So after pleading guilty, but mentally ill to attempted murder, Redden was hit with a sentence of 26 to 65 years.
Oh, come on.
He'll be sitting in a cell until the 2050s unless he gets paroled. The people are saying, how bold do you have to be to attack a judge in the courtroom?
Come on.
I mean, I guess he'll be learning the consequences of messing with the law the hard way.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all, I saw him talking to the judge when he was being sentenced, and he was pleading. He was begging. He was like, listen, I'm not a bad guy, but I've had like mental problems, autism, a slight autism challenge, different things that he's had to face. So why did they not give him like, not insanity, but just not mentally capable to stand trial for something like that? He said there are days that he only sees red.
Wow.
That was that day.
He's, Chris,
Yes.
he did. He must have seen red that day.
what
But he's
I'm
like,
saying.
I'm really a good guy. I just have mental problems. And this is something we've been talking about for a long time. The mental illness issues that we face, and there's no true answers.
Yeah.
The answer is not to shoot or to lock people up in jail. We need real answers for people who have mental challenges. And putting him in prison for 25 to 65 years, I don't know if that's the answer
Yeah,
to
I
that.
don't
not.
think this is a solution.
Not
Yeah,
with the type of people he's going to be in there with. And
Correct.
I would guess that some of the aesthetic of seeing him attack that judge, you know what I'm saying? You have to make an example. Something's got to be done.
No, I
Somebody got
understand.
to
He
take
was
the
wrong
fall.
for doing that.
Yeah.
But when somebody says that I'm clothed but not in my right mind,
Treat him accordingly.
come on.
Not,
you gotta
not
treat
as a
them
regular
accordingly.
violent person, yeah.
Exactly. All right, y'all, let's move on to this next story. Good luck to that gentleman. And God knows, of course, we respect the judge and being on the bench.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
25 to 65. Jaleel White is out here telling the truth, y'all. In his new memoir, he's still talking.
Told y'all.
He's shedding light on how Family Matters just doesn't get the love it deserves, especially when compared to other Black sitcoms like Martin and Living Single. He said, if it ain't a good hood story, it ain't a Black story. And honestly, he's not wrong.
Not.
Even though, even though what, y'all?
Talk about it, Green.
Ooh, even though Family Matters ran for 9 seasons and was a hit, it's still not getting the respect it deserves. So the people are saying, he ain't lying. People forget about Family Matters like it wasn't one of the most iconic Black sitcoms. Jaleel also reflected on how he became the face of nerdy Black men and how it shaped Black male nerd culture.
Yeah.
The people are loving the honesty. Y'all Urkel out here being real honest. Jaleel White.
I think this is manufactured outrage.
You think so?
Who's forgetting about this show?
I don't know.
Who's comparing it to Martin?
Maybe he feels like he's being forgotten.
Everybody feels something.
Well, you know.
Okay, then. I don't know about that.
It's interesting because everybody talks about this show
I
as
love
if
the
it
show.
is in the top 5 lineup of
Yeah.
the best sitcoms ever. So listen, y'all, we have a short break coming up. We're going to take a break and we'll be right back. We have an amazing guest that you don't want to miss. For the
Oh,
culture,
yeah.
would you please
Outta here.
get us out of here? We'll be back, y'all. Woo. Welcome back to the Sandra Show. Y'all, today we have an amazing guest that specializes in couples therapy. So we asked you, our viewers, to send in questions, whether you are dealing with marital problems or just don't know how to approach situations or situationships, especially during this holiday season, that our guests can assist you and all of us with. So refill your beverage because it's time to get raw and real on No Filter. Joining us on the lavender couch is the one and only Deborah Richelieu. Please come on out. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. And thank you so much for just getting that memo. You look fabulous.
Thank you. So do you. I like the colors.
Do you really?
We're gelling.
Together.
Yes, we are.
So we're going to dive in. You are an enriching couples therapist.
Yes.
And today we have lots of questions that we would love to ask you.
Oh, I'm excited. Okay.
So on our No Filter, we're going to have questions that our viewers sent in. And Miss Richelieu, am I saying that right?
Yes, that's right.
Richelieu is going to help us answer these questions. All right. So from Lauren M. My husband and I always argue about spending time with his family versus mine during the holidays. How can we compromise without either of us feeling left out?
Oh, that is a good question.
That's a very good
Lauren,
question.
And that's a really good one. I think for a lot of couples, there is this tug of war, right?
Yes.
We went to your family last year. I want to go to my family this year, right? So it's really important to have a pre-holiday chat, and we can start talking about how can we compromise? How can we both negotiate and win during the holiday season?
Oh, I love that. And maybe even before a pre-holiday chat, we have a pre-marriage chat.
Yes.
How are we going to handle both families?
Yes.
Don't you think that's something important to talk about before
Absolutely.
you even join together?
Yes.
Because family's always there.
Yes.
I see it in my family all the time. It's like, oh no, I got to be at my wife's house at 2:00 and then I've got to be here at 4:00. And it's like, oh my gosh.
It can feel very overwhelming.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
it is until now, like the holidays are just like divided.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's a great thing to make sure you have a pre-holiday chat.
Yeah.
When should we have these chats? The holidays start in November, so should we talk about this around June?
You know, I think October's a pretty good
Ooh,
time.
okay,
you know,
okay.
it starts to get a little chilly. Everyone starts getting ready. They
Yes.
start shopping. So I think November is probably the good time to
October, November.
Yes,
And make
yes.
sure you get the flights
Yes.
in time enough. Yes.
Yes, soon
I love
enough.
that.
Right,
All right, so let's go. I hope that was a good answer for you, Lauren. I thought it was fantastic.
That was a good one.
Next question is from Simone L. The holidays bring up a lot of unresolved pain from my childhood, and I can find myself lashing out at my partner. How can I manage these emotions without damaging our relationship? Good question.
That's a good
How they gonna
one.
handle that?
That's a good one. And this is a good one, Simone, because the holidays can bring up childhood trauma. It can bring up
Yes.
some family dynamics that make us feel very uncomfortable. But I always share with my couples, listen, the problem is the problem, not your partner. So
Ooh.
it's really important to attack the problem
Yes.
rather than each other.
Correct.
Yeah.
I'm with
Yeah.
you. Attack the problem,
Yeah.
not each other.
Yeah.
What's a better way of doing that, opposed to me saying, you know what, Miss Rachel Lewis, da, 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 da. How do we attack the problem
Right.
when you're feeling emotional, period? Or do
Absolutely.
you just expect the person to understand, well, I know she's going through certain things. Da, da, da,
Right.
da.
Yeah.
Is that unfair too?
So you know what, Simone, for example, or anyone going through this particular situation, you got to start off with the I feel statement. So, for example, she could be talking to her husband or her partner and saying, hey, I'm feeling a little anxious going into this holiday season because of childhood trauma. Now you got to share a positive need. So what do you need from me? I need your support. I need maybe like a little, signal, a little text message whenever I'm feeling a little anxious. Can you meet me in the bathroom so we can,
Right.
debrief together? So it's really important to start off with the
like
I
that
feel
last one.
statement.
I love that. We can deep breathe together.
Yes,
I
yes.
love that. Oh my gosh. Let's move on.
Yeah, let's
I'm
do
deep breathing together with somebody in the bathroom, y'all. Shush up.
A lot of talk breathing.
I love that answer. Thank you so much. Let's move on to this next question. It is from Brianna H. So Brianna says, my partner and I have different religious beliefs, which create tension during holiday celebrations.
yeah.
How can we celebrate in a way that respects both of our faiths? Ooh, that's tough.
That's a good one.
Please talk to us.
These questions. Thank you, Brianna.
When I tell you, thank you, Brianna.
That's a good one. I would approach it this way. I would ask my partner, what does this holiday season mean to you?
Oh, it's about the birth of Jesus. I'll tell you what it means.
I'm done.
These guys are hilarious.
Aren't they? I just love them.
I love it. But yeah, so what does it mean to you, and how can we still make sure that we both feel connected while we observe our different religious faiths? So that's a great approach to it as well.
Now, I like that. Let me ask you about this. What if you have a family member that doesn't celebrate holidays?
Yeah.
And then they become detached from the family during those holidays, but those are their religious beliefs.
Right.
How do you deal with that as a sibling if you have let's say, a brother or a sister?
Right, yeah. I mean, I have some relatives that my faith tradition, Jesus is the reason for the season.
Amen.
Okay.
But
That's my
other
faith
people- right.
tradition, but not everyone in
Correct.
the family, observes it that way.
Correct.
So I focus on connection and family time and togetherness. So whether it's sending a text message saying, I'm thinking about you, or hey, look at these holiday cookies we could create together. So there's different ways that we both can still feel connected, even if we don't necessarily share the same faith tradition.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now I got another scenario for you.
Shoot.
Thank you for
Go
answering
ahead.
that one. What about you marry someone and find out that they don't believe in the Christmas trees, Christmas nothing, and you do as a wife? You want it for the kids,
Yeah.
and you have this possible divisive situation.
Yeah. For a lot of couples that I see in couples therapy, everyone has some level of value that brings meaning to them. So what I would try to do is discover what does this mean to you? What does the Christmas trees mean to you? Maybe it brings back old, warm, fuzzy feelings of childhood play. Maybe it brings back thoughts of grandma and grandpa.
True.
So really getting down to the bottom of what it means to your partner could possibly give you a different perspective that you probably didn't have before.
That's true. And if they still don't come together with you and just don't want all of it in the house or around the house, what do you do?
So here's the thing. Let's talk about how we can make this meaningful for the kids.
Yes, I think the kids are so important
Yeah.
in this. It's not about the adults.
Yes.
But it's also about teaching your values that you believe to
Absolutely.
the kids.
Absolutely.
It's so true.
Yeah,
Thank you so
yeah.
much. Great answer. All right, let's move on. I hope that was good for you, Brianna. Kevin has a question for you now. Kevin says, I find it hard to communicate with my partner when we're around her family because they tend to dominate the conversations. How can I express myself without offending anyone?
Oh, this is a good one. I have a couple like this actually.
Do you?
But it's not Kevin. It's not Kevin.
Who is it though?
He can't tell you that. Isn't that one of the client? And yes.
Client and therapist confidentiality.
Yes.
Can't say anything. But this is a good one. And I've seen couples similar to this. It's all about respect. It's all about respecting your family may come from a very extroverted background. Everyone's loud and lively.
Correct.
And then someone else's family can be more reserved, more quiet, and they might get made fun of because of that. So starting again, similar to the holiday pre-chat, before we go to Sunday dinner, before we go to the cookout, hey, you know, I notice your mom tends to pick on me or make fun of me. Number one, I need your backup. Like, don't leave me out alone with your family. Right. And number two, like, I want to feel respected, but I also want to feel a part of the group, even though my personality is different. So having those pre-talks can really help.
It's so true. Because, I mean, don't opt to just sit in the corner and be quiet.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you have to sit by a person like that the whole time you're together, though?
You know, I think that the tough part.
That's right, sis. Come on.
The tough part about that is you still want to enjoy each other's families, but you still want to prioritize your partner and make sure they feel loved and respected.
True.
And you better not say nothing about my mama.
So say something about my date, and I'm gonna stand up for this person, right?
Right.
Okay. Interesting.
That's the tough part,
It
but
is.
as long as they have that understanding, again, going back to what it means to me when you do stand up for me, I feel valued, I feel seen.
Yes.
As opposed to when you don't stand up for me, I feel ignored, I feel abandoned.
True.
Right? So a lot of what I do in couples therapy is helping people put language to what they feel.
Ooh, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
And I just feel like also, if you have all these challenges, these are questions you answer during dating.
You know what?
Please don't marry me and then all of a sudden you don't believe in this, you don't like this. We need to ask a lot of questions before marriage.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes. And I'm a certified premarital counselor.
Oh, I love it.
I do that
If I ever decide to get married, I need a certified premarital counselor.
Absolutely. It goes back to that question you mentioned earlier. I would be a little concerned if a couple got married and they didn't realize they had two completely different religious beliefs.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a little concerning.
It's very concerning.
Yeah.
Been there, done that. Didn't get married, but realized that, oh my gosh, you have totally different beliefs than myself, and that's fine.
It could
but I
work.
don't think we're going to work.
Right.
And we didn't.
That level of honesty.
Next. All right, so
Love it.
navigating holiday stress as a couple.
Yes.
This is therichcouch.com, your website. Talk to us about your website, your blog.
So on my website, couples can find my blog. They can book a free consultation if they want to set up premarital counseling or couples therapy. I also share on the blog just different topics that couples are really facing during the holiday time, such as this one when it comes to budgeting. Like, you know,
So many different things.
You know
so
what I'm
we
saying?
can find you on your website.
Yeah.
Y'all, please check her out on our website, Miss Richelieu. Thank y'all for joining us. We love you.
Jingle, jingle, jingle all the way. Just scan that QR code.